Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Watchalong for USC's rivalry game against UCLA, the Crosstown Showdown, the Los Angeles City Championship, the battle for the victory bell, sort of. It's a big game.
What do you mean, sort of? It definitely is.
Well, no, because more so that, like, we were talking the other day about whether or not the battle for the victory bell is actually a thing. I mean, it is a battle for the victory bell, but, like, is that, like, a name? Is that, like, a title given to this game?
Yeah, I think so. I think
Okay.
that's what it is in the video game.
All right. The highway, the freeway,
The I-10 series.
the I-10 series. I couldn't think of something that rhymes with freeway.
Except we wouldn't say I-10.
We'd say the
10.
The 10.
Battle of the 10.
Battle of the 10. Could we call this El Trafico? Could we steal it?
Maybe. When they move to SoFi, is it going to be the Slauson Showdown?
There you go. Already ready for it. No, that's way too hard to say. I attempted it once, and I already knew this was way too hard to say.
I mean, it's not perfect since Slauson doesn't exactly touch both places, but you would take Slauson to drive from SoFi to SC at some point.
Sorry, I'm tweeting. Okay. Let's go. All right. USC. Honestly, this matchup shouldn't be close. USC is a 22-point favorite. I don't know what it closed out, but is a pretty sizable favorite, and there's a reason for that. If you look at any of the numbers, USC is far and away a better team. UCLA's defense, offense is just uninspiring. The only thing they have on USC is special teams, which, to be fair, is kind of where rivalry upsets come from, you know? USC special teams play against Oregon would certainly be enough for UCLA to make this game interesting. So, you know, I don't think it's a game that USC can overlook. At the same time, USC shouldn't need their best game of the season to beat UCLA. If they do, well, if they have the best game of the season, this game won't be close. It'll be double a 20-point difference between these teams. But if USC comes out slow, no shows like they did in 2023, then I think it could get interesting. And if it gets interesting, that's a real bad thing for USC in my view. But when it comes down to it, Jaden Mayava, Makai Lemon, Jacoby Lane, King Miller, maybe Wayman Jordan. He's questionable on the injury report. Kamari Ramsey also questionable on the injury report. Alani Noah as well. And Caden Chittenden, the kicker. So we'll see if we see Ryan Sayre or not, or if the original kicker that was supposed to come in this season gets to play in this regular season finale. We do know that Elijah Page is out. We know that Bishop Fitzgerald is out. So, you know, those are some big misses for USC on defense and offense. With Alani Noah being questionable, USC's offensive line can deal fairly not easily, but like they know how to deal with Elijah Page being out. You just have Justin Tawanu'u and Tobias Raymond at the tackles, and then you bring in Kalen Miller at the guard, and John Reed takes over for Killian O'Connor, who won't play, and Alani Noah slots in at right guard. If Alani Noah isn't available, then I suppose it's Micah Benuelos that comes back into the picture.
At least I've got really bad news.
What?
It looks like Willie McGinnis was the tunnel captain.
Yes.
I believe he was the tunnel captain for the 2013
Michael
Ogeron game.
Another no-show is what you're saying.
To be fair, I don't think that was a no-show as much as it was,
a
injury on the
no-show.
first drive and pop the balloon.
That was a no-show. It was a no-show. Because even that injury on the first drive, you still should have been more in that game than you were.
Sure.
USC in that game, USC was, if I remember correctly, we're like 2 positions back for pretty much the whole way.
Yeah. But that was one where I thought there was so much energy in the Coliseum for the beginning of the game. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I think Andre Walker goes down, it was just like a absolute balloon pop.
This PSA from The More You Know from Peacock is really funny considering the TikTok that Michael and I watched last night about the scam where people use AI to like copy your voice, and us always talking about how like there is so much material for somebody to do a really good job of copying our voices. So like I've warned my family to double, triple check anything that sounds like I've been kidnapped or something, which is bleak, but it's also the truth. So yeah, pretty much this will be an interesting game, and it will only be close if USC lets it be close. Oh, Nico Iamaleava was questionable as well. I never checked how, like, if he did warm-ups or anything like that. Let me look at this. Tracy McDonald said, for what it's worth, UCLA QB Nico Iamaleava, Iamaleava? I know I'm saying it wrong, appears to be throwing it pretty well in pregame work. Benjamin Royer also said that. Ben Bolch said last night, I guess, that Nico is expected to play. So he's dealing with neck spasms. We talked on the preview about there's a huge difference between Nico playing and Nico not playing. So, yeah, SJ in Santa Barbara said he warmed up.
What is Catherine Tappan wearing?
A sports jacket with some additions.
Weird tassel things.
Yeah.
Almost looks like denim.
Iamaleava. Tim in LA gave me the pronunciation. Why? Now okay. I'm just tongue-tied. I'm just going to call him Nico.
Give it up.
SJ asked, do you think this will be Jaden Mayaba's last game? No, I don't think so. I think he's coming back. I think that he had a good enough season to sort of get in some conversations, but not a good enough season, especially against the better defenses, to put himself into a draft range that would sort of necessitate that he should leave. I don't think he should leave. I think he should come back. Now, what that means for Hassan Longstreet is a question. I know that Lincoln Riley was asked about Longstreet's status and potential for the transfer portal, and he said basically that's he he understands what players need to be considering and sort of gave a non-answer. But the fact of the matter is, I don't want USC to lose Hassan Longstreet. But if Hassan Longstreet leaves, I think that you are probably, if I had to choose between Longstreet or Mayava, I take Mayava back. Because next season is such a do or die season for the state of this program that, even if Hassan Longstreet is as talented as we hope he is, you'd still be starting him as a first-time starter next year. And I would much rather bring back a veteran starter who knows the offense, who looked so much more comfortable this year in Mayava, it feels like has taken on more of a leadership role in this team. I think that you ride with him, even if it loses you Longstreet. Robbie says, before we get started, I just want to say how much of a privilege it's been to watch the SC games with you all year. I'm sure that means people in the chat, me, everybody. It's been really, really fun to do these watch-alongs. I've said before, more fun than I expected. By the way, we already had the opening kickoff, so it's about to be 1st and 10 for USC at the 25. King Miller in the backfield. Looks like a two tight end set, or is that a lineman? No, that was 2 tight ends. Nice carry for King to start out. Looked like solid 5 yards.
Alberto in the chat said that Mackay and Lane wouldn't be starting. It looks like they were not in there on the first play.
Wait, what?
They weren't in there in the first play. It was Richardson and
Zacharias Williams
and the Fair.
Wow, that's Mayava scrambling.
Throw it away.
Throw it away. What are you doing, bud? You just lost 3 yards. Well, that was strange. Yeah, Lemon's on the... Discipline for Lane and Lemon? Well, I don't mind it. I've been arguing that players should be taken out of the game regardless of how important they are. If they screw up, I just wonder what they screwed up about. There's a 3rd down to Tanook, and he's off to the races across the 50. That's 40. Is that Zamora? I need to pull up.
Yes, it's Zamora, which is incredible to see him in there on the first drive.
The first drive against UCLA.
He also got absolutely
destroyed.
T-boned.
Yeah. But cool for him. He
gave his body. He got smacked, but like it worked as a block.
He's been around for a long time. He's given his body a lot, so I don't mind seeing him being rewarded with playing time. Yeah, I see Micah Benuelos in there.
Tim, we're watching on the Cock today because
Fubo
has dropped NBC.
Fubo dropped NBC, so we're on Peacock. I don't know. Oh, we're ahead of Tim now. Wow. So yeah, we were saying that maybe the good thing here is that this will potentially maybe speed things up for us. We are watching on Peacock. Either way, this is your reminder to anyone who's new or anyone who forgets that we are watching on a stream. We may be delayed compared to you on cable, or there's King, delayed compared to cable or whatever streaming service you're using to watch this game. So please do not spoil what's going on in the game in the chat. If something happens and... oh no, we're ahead.
Whoa, is that a streaker? Whoa, look at the streaker on the field. Alicia, do you see that? Unbelievable.
Michael's ridiculous. 1st and 10 for USC. Another handoff to King, who gets outside and gets stuffed. So yeah, whether we're ahead or behind, don't respond to what's happening in the game until I've had a chance to react. If we are ahead of you and you need to have me not spoil things for you, I would recommend pausing the stream, maybe like pausing the YouTube until we're closer to synced up. And that will probably be the best place. But Sean is asking about, is there any word on what's up with Lemon and Lane? Apparently it's a disciplinary issue and they weren't going to start the game. We'll see if it's just first drive or like first quarter or whatever. But King Miller is getting the bulk of the carries, and I do not mind it, even with a messed up pitch. Still gets 8 yards. We're in sync, SJ. This is amazing. I just realized a number. Three tight ends in the ball game. That's still Jaden Richardson, and that's a nice run. See, like, I don't think you could get away with not having Lemon and Lane in there against an Oregon. But I will say, like, against this UCLA defense, if you have the opportunity to send a message to your team that you're arguably two best players on offense don't get to play because they screwed up, I am in favor of that, because look at what USC's doing. Just running the ball, tight ends, run. There we go, Lake.
What's that formation?
They're using some crazy formations with the tight ends.
Yeah. Elisa, by the way, we got a super chat.
Oh, super chat. Irvine Cattle Ranch for Touchdown Trojans night. I am off to watch my grandchild tonight. Thank you, Irvine. We'll make sure to use the drop in your honor, even though you won't be around to force us to remember. Nick wants to know if King only needs 150 yards to make it a 1,000-yard season. I can look that up for you real quick.
I got it.
Okay, I'll let the producer Michael.
He needs 250. He's at 749.
250. There's King. Touchdown Trojans. Easy touchdown as you like.
Trojans.
That was my kind of drive. I want to look at the stat broadcast for that, because the run to pass distribution there.
8 runs, 2 passes. Although that's kind of warped because it includes Mayava's self-sack. So it was 7 run plays to 3 pass plays.
That's what I love. That's what I love. And Ryan Sayeri out there to kick, I think. And to be fair, I think that the big thing that probably makes a difference next year more than anything, I mean, obviously you need the defense to get better. That's a given. But if USC next year is more stable on the offensive line and somebody can convince Lane Kiffin to just run the ball a lot, I think USC's offense could be much more good defense proof. Not that I think they're going to run all over opposing defenses, but if they can keep things more stable against the good defenses, still have dangerous attacking options, but also just be willing to say, screw it, we're going to run the ball until you prove you can stop us. It's going to be hard for teams. Some of them may be able to stop USC in the end, but most of the teams that USC faces won't be able to do that. And that is a huge advantage when you have a good run scheme the way that USC does, and good running backs the way that USC does. It sounds like, I think we have to expect Lemon and Lane to leave for the NFL, but I think Wayman Jordan is no longer a given. He could come back, and if he comes back, you're looking at Waymond and I hope King Miller, because if USC lets King Miller walk, that's silly. Or whoever they bring in to transfer next. But, I don't think you need to, if you keep King Miller and you bring back Wayman Jordan, you don't need to spend a dime in the transfer portal on running backs. the just a more stable run game against the better teams, it might make USC's offense truly unstoppable. Which USC's offense was very good this year. Elite in many ways this year, but they were stoppable to a certain point against the best teams that they faced. And that's the difference between, an 8-3, perhaps 9-3 season and, 10-2 or 11-1 and a playoff bid. Not that UCLA is the ultimate sign of of whether or not USC is ready to be a playoff team. But Lawrence asks who's on the offensive line today. John Ray Reed is starting in place of Killian O'Connor. Kaylon Miller and Micah Benuelos were in at guard with Alani Noah out. And Tobias Raymond and at right tackle and Justin Tonu at left or flipped. I can't remember which way it goes. There's a kickoff for USC. Sagar asks, how come we never hear about players being academically ineligible anymore? That was much more common 20 years ago. Now it's almost non-existent. I think that the support staffs for football teams have grown considerably. I wonder if that allows them to keep a closer eye on players to make sure they're getting their work done. I don't know if the NCAA has changed any of the academic requirements. It's 1st and 10 for UCLA, 12 on the play clock. It's a quick throw from Nico outside. I also wonder how much the transfer portal has to do with stuff because, I don't know. I suppose you still have to qualify for your next school, but I don't know. The academic transcripts of these players might be absolutely crazy and, unintelligible. Alberto makes a really good point. It's also easy for guys to just not major in anything. And tip ball. Here you go. USC also, if you look on the roster, traditionally USC would funnel guys into specific majors that they know are easy. USC only has a few guys undeclared, actually. There's a ton of guys in communication. Oh no, there's a bunch more undeclared. I don't know why it's separating it this way. But yeah, tons of communication. Gerontology used to be a big one. Nice defense! Great job, Christian Pierce. Online courses also make a difference, Sagar. I agree. I think they can sign up for online courses and it's not about attendance anymore. It's just about, turning in your stuff, and you can have a sort of a watcher who's making sure that stuff gets going. Here's a punt for UCLA. That was a good defensive start for USC. The getting their hands on two passes there. Oh, I thought somebody was going to hit the punter. Here is Zamora. Go on, Zamora.
So I made a calculator tracking King Miller's yardage in terms of what he needs for 1,000 and what he needs to set the USC freshman record, or to at least to tie the freshman record.
Yeah, what was Rojo's record?
987.
Oh, okay.
So he needs, as of right now, including what he has today, he needs a 195 to tie Rojo. He needs 208 to get to 1,000.
Is it possible?
I don't know.
I don't know if they keep him on track.
Look at Sean from beautiful Austin, Texas, popping in.
Member for 33 months of the Rod Supporters Group.
We love Sean. Sean's the best.
Sean asks, is there a reason we have not given out 55 this year? It's the same damn reason they haven't given it out in 10 years. And it's the same damn reason that makes me upset. We're not honoring Junior Seau or anybody else who wore that jersey by keeping it stuffed in a closet. Either retire it or give it to somebody. I'm tired of it. But I've done this rant before. I am always willing to do this rant again. It's quite annoying that they are so protective of it to a degree that nobody can wear it ever because they've decided that you have to earn it before you wear it, even though the entire history of the jersey is giving it to a freshman and them earning it.
After the fact?
Yeah, that them growing into the jersey, and you live with that, and you have to accept that there will be a Lamar Dawson in there. And it's not like Lamar Dawson was an embarrassment to the jersey. He was just injured and didn't have a great career. He still stuck around for a long time. He still gave his all to USC. Like, we shouldn't act like it's, the fear of somebody having it who is a bust is worse than nobody getting it at all. So like I said, if you don't want to give it out unless somebody's earned it, then just frickin' retire it. And if you are fine with living with the potential that somebody you give it to won't earn it, then that's fine. In the era of the transfer portal, if somebody's not, getting playing time and they're wearing number 55, they're probably going to transfer out anyways. And it'll just be back in circulation when you want it. Maybe you offer it to somebody who was already there, or you then turn and give it to, a freshman coming in. But the fact of the matter is, the freshmen coming in, like, they don't know what the 55 means anymore because it has been dormant for so long.
Yeah. Talk in the chat about UCLA hiring JMU's head coach.
20 on the play clock.
The weird thing for me...
Is that Lane? No, that's... Smiova throwing it away.
Yeah,
that's
Zacharias.
That's still Zacharias Williams. Okay. So it's gonna.
The weird thing
looks
about
like
me,
it'll be first quarter. Sorry, go ahead.
With UCLA, for me, UCLA hiring the JMU head coach, it feels like too smart of a hire for UCLA. And I'm not saying that like I expect them to make dumb hires. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like they have never made a smart hire in my lifetime.
They've gone flashy.
They've either gone the alum route, they've gone the proven guy, or they've gone the alum retread, or the Pete Carroll attempt, which was Mora, but they've never gone for like the smart up and comer guy. Like that's what I mean by a smart hire. Like they've never gone for that dude before. Like Toledo was
holding on Jay Fair.
Was an incumbent hire because he was already on Donahue's staff. What's his face? Durrell was an alum. Neuheisel was an alum. Foster was an incumbent and an alum. Like Chip Kelly was the big swing, but like it wasn't the savvy hire. You know what I mean? Like. The savvy hire is finding is finding the up and comer, and they've never done that before, and neither has SC. To be fair,
there's Smiova underneath to Richardson. I think my opinion at this point is that certainly if you're in UCLA's position, you should always be going for the up and coming G5. If they're available. And because you're probably not going to draw in like the high elite level coordinators that are around there. Is that a false start or an offsides?
Should be an offside because they wouldn't.
Well, he got Richardson. Richardson is the Tufts transfer. Why can't I speak?
Yeah.
Riley Wormley in there early. So I'm going to guess we're not going to see Wayman Jordan. I didn't look to see if he warmed up. He did warm up. I wonder if it's the kind of thing where here's a pass to Corey Sims. I wonder if it's like a break glass in case of emergency kind of option with Wayman Jordan. Tony says, isn't the JMU guy rumored to Penn State? There's a lot of people rumored to Penn State. I don't know that any really solid names have been put out there. Hand off to Worm. Nope, keeper. There's Mayava keeper. Let's go. We love a Mayava keeper.
West Texas Mike mentions Tolner, him being an up-and-comer. He fit the up-and-comer profile, as does Sark and Kiffin. But both those guys, all three of those guys, were offensive coordinators at SC before. Like, I guess it's there's semantics here, right? Like, what I mean by the up-and-comer is like the up-and-comer who has no ties to you already. Like going out and mining an up-and-comer kind of thing.
Yeah, Lauren says Riley is rumored to be the secret candidate to Penn State. I read a thing on the Penn State 24/7 site today where they were talking about 3 on the play clock, and here's a handoff to King, who gets stuffed at the line. That Riley, that they are having a hard time parsing out what is actual smoke and what is just like crazy rumor or whatever. But they mentioned that the murmurings had been there, and that their opinion was that if nothing else, that Riley's representatives were, putting him in, on the market. 17 on the play clock. Here's another handoff to King, who gets stuffed again.
I don't understand the Penn State thing at all. Like, I don't.
Penn State Riley thing.
Yeah, I don't.
The only thing that makes sense to me from the Penn State Riley thing is if Riley sees the writing on the wall, and that like next year, he's coaching for an AD who didn't hire him and a GM who didn't hire him.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, that part makes sense to me. But like,
I know that the buyout is what it is.
Why Penn State?
Maybe the SEC teams aren't interested in him. Maybe LSU is upset about the way that he treated them last time. Here's a mystery fair.
And why is Penn? What, like, of all your options, I don't know why Penn State goes for Lincoln Riley, given what. Like, I've seen the rumors about Kalen DeBoer. Kalen DeBoer makes more sense to me. Especially, like, Kalen DeBoer is the opposite of James Franklin. Kalen DeBoer is the guy who wins the big game but loses to the unranked teams. Like, that makes logical sense of, like, an overcorrection or whatever. But, like, I don't understand the logic in them getting Lincoln Riley. He doesn't have recruiting ties to that area.
Here's a kick from Sayeri. Blocked.
One special team gaff.
There's one. The over-under is 1.5. So all it would take is a penalty.
He doesn't have the recruiting ties. He doesn't play Penn State football, whatever that means, right?
See, that's how you block a kick, not like randomly just jumping over top of the line.
He's not a Penn Stater. He's not anything close to a Penn State. Like, I just don't get it at all.
So,
like I would,
Steve
I would
from the
keep
Bay Area
James
says,
Franklin.
why would Riley go to another rebuild? I don't think Penn State is a rebuild. I mean, they're going to lose players with the Franklin move and all that, but they have been recruiting pretty solidly for the entirety of James Franklin's time there. I think that roster is very stable if you can stop a wave of transfers. But I from the Riley perspective, all I think of is if he thinks there's a chance he can get fired next year and Penn State comes along and says, we'll give you a 10-year contract for $100 million, then I look at that and say, well, I'll just jump to the next 10-year contract where I don't have to worry about my job security.
That part makes sense. I guess I see it more from Riley's perspective than I do from Penn State's.
Yes, I don't think, like, Penn State going from James Franklin to a Lincoln Riley who was, at USC certainly has not won the big game. He's 0 whatever against top 10 opponents, which was Penn State's main problem with James Franklin. And even going back to, like, Oklahoma, he had really good teams, but he never got over the hump, right? And, like, the whole point for Penn State is getting over the hump. So,
and it's not like he's out-recruited Penn State, per se. Like, I don't get it at all. Like, that makes no sense. Our buddy Steve from the Bay Area says, DeBoer to Penn State and Riley to Bama makes more sense.
DeBoer to Penn State, Riley to Bama, Kiffin to USC.
That would be great. I would sign up for that.
I mean, what I would sign up for is Riley to anywhere, DeBoer to USC, and Kiffin to Bama.
I just think that, like,
because I'm an OG DeBoer stan. So
my headcanon is that there's 2 jobs that Kiffin automatically takes if they are open.
Bama and SC.
Bama number 1, SC number 2. And anything else is after that.
I know there's a lot of different opinions about whether or not Kiffin would be interested in coming to USC.
I think he would.
I think you and I both agree that Kiffin is just petty enough to want to come back to USC
He's
to like stick it to Pat
about
Hayden.
SC too. Like
his kid still goes here. Like he has no ill will against USC the institution. He probably has ill will against Pat Hayden.
Yes.
And there would be nothing more fitting to
stick it to Pat Hayden.
Yeah, stick it to Pat Hayden than to come back and succeed.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, and this is, I don't think this is, well, this might be a hot take. I don't know. You can tell me one thing or another. I do think it was very important for Kiffin to go to play, to coach under Nick Saban to become the coach that he is today. Having said that, I think Pat Hayden pulled the trigger way too soon. Far too soon in 2013. There was no good reason to fire Kiffin after that, that early in the season or after that game. It was a short little dump off and a hurdle attempt.
I will say it's easier to understand that it was an early trigger now than it was then. Especially given what we know about the entire post-Pete Carroll era.
Right,
you know
but considering, like, what's annoying is, like, Pat Hayden learning from his mistakes in the wrong way. Like, not hiring Orgeron, so he hires Helton, which was stupid. And then also, like, nobody firing Helton when he gave him the opportunity to freaking fire Helton. Although I think that by then it was, there's a first down for UCLA. By then it was Lynn Swann, right? Steve says Jen Cohen is not hiring Lane Kiffin. I mean, here's my opinion. Lane Kiffin and Chad Bowden, their particular brands of psychoticness could either form the most deadly duo in the history of college football that puts USC on a Alabama level decade-long tear through college football, or they would not last 6 months together. It could become so dysfunctional between these two psychotic men that, like, it's the biggest disaster in the history of college football. There's Anthony Lucas for stopping UCLA for a short gain. Floyd Boucard is in there already. Intentar says Helton was a decent hire. Retaining him was stupid. I think that retaining Helton for as long as they did, well, extending Helton the way that they did was stupid. But my argument against hiring Helton is, like, I don't think he did anything special that season as the interim. Here's a swing pass that's going to get through, and Gentry for the tackle. UCLA is at the 45. I don't think he did anything special as the interim. had never been an elite offensive coordinator. And like one of my things is if you're going to hire a head coach, if they're an elite coordinator, offense or defense, like I can always see the vision. Always see the vision. But Helton was never an elite coordinator. He was never an elite quarterbacks coach. Like he had been fine to okay for pretty much his entire career. So elevating him to a head coach didn't make sense. Here's a handoff for 5. USC's defense looking a little bit more vulnerable now. Tony says, is Washington's coach going to be at Florida next year? Jed Fish is a Florida guy, and I think he's the best possible hire for them. I don't know that he will leave Washington for that, but if I'm Florida, he's my main target because he's done the rebuild thing, and that's what Florida needs. He's a tear it down and start a new kind of guy. And
wait, who are you talking about?
Jed Fish.
Yeah.
5 on the play clock. UCLA.
And he has ties to Florida.
Another little swing pass out. Another little bubble outside. Nicholson does a decent job of getting out of that block to bring him down, but Lemon and Lane are being stretched out.
Yeah,
perhaps?
It must be stretched. It looked for a second like they were being punished.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
It's very clear to me that they were suspended for the first quarter, and they will be in for the next drive. Sagar asks, who's having a worse season, Belichick or Pete Carroll? Free play for UCLA, going long, too long. But they're going to get 1st and 5 here. Oh, God. At least Pete can still, like, salvage some of his season, I suppose, where Belichick is basically done. I think the big thing for me is that the Raiders have been bad for several years now. And if you brought in Pete Carroll for instant success, like, yeah, I'm sure you want that, but also the Raiders have been bad for several years now. Where North Carolina's been steadily solid, I think, before Belichick. And, like, it's not like the Raiders are paying Pete Carroll, like, historic money, and North Carolina is like went all in on Belichick. So Tony asks, does Florida have more money than Washington? I would guess they have more. Going to commercial.
UW has a lot of tech bro money.
Did Mackay get an unsportsmanlike penalty last week too?
No, there was a message
did.
in the chat that I think has been self-deleted. That was something about like not going, like showing up to class late or something.
I mean, that would always be my guess, like something to do with class or practice or something like that, like a violation of team rules kind of thing. Robbie says, yeah, Pete and Belichick forgot how to coach in the past 18 months. Come on. What I think it is like for Belichick, he's never coached at the college level. I don't think he realized the challenge he was entering because coaching college kids is very different from coaching professionals. You get less time with them. They're less mature, and you have to like be a motivator as much as anything. Where in the NFL, you can be an X's and O's head coach and just, do your thing, set your standard. With Pete, it's I don't think that he necessarily forgot how to coach. It's just like I think the Raiders were a not great spot to come back to in terms of the dysfunction that franchise has been in for a while.
Belichick had not succeeded with the Patriots for a few years.
Yeah.
And then I don't think that these guys forget to coach. It's just not the same game.
Very much so.
Anymore.
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, we have to acknowledge, like, these are 75-plus-year-old men. Like, Pete at 50 had the energy and the vibe and all that. And I think he still has that vibe, but like, you're right. The things that worked for him in Seattle are now a decade old as far as things that could work. You also sort of have to, it's not getting lucky, but you have to almost like just end up with the right personnel, the guys who can run your scheme the way you want it to, and sometimes you just don't start with that, you know? Belichick came to North Carolina and had to deal with the transfer portal being what it was, and so just sort of like changing out that roster in a way that he probably didn't realize would be such a pain. Richard is going to try to listen along to this from inside the Coliseum. We love you, Richard. I hope it works for you. Yeah, I hope it works for you. I will be very curious to see if the Coliseum's like Wi-Fi or cell situation has improved this much. Yeah, just your regular reminder. While I am not on a significant delay this time around, others might be. So make sure to withhold your commentary on the game until after I've had a chance to react to things. And if you are further delayed out there, oh, Nico going. If you're further delayed on your stream, you can always pause this stream and try to sync them up a little bit.
It wasn't Nico, that was Burger.
Oh. I thought he looked wrong. Yeah. Okay. 14 on the play clock. Nico back in the backfield. There's another 4-yard run. 4-ish yards. Silver and Abasiri are the defensive tackles. So Richard's 2nd and 6 snapped, and we are still waiting for it. It looks like we're going to be like 20 seconds or so behind.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. I have it on the play clock.
I have popped into Stat Broadcast randomly, and Stat Broadcast is basically exactly where we are at.
So we are like what I'm hearing here is that just we are not on a delay. We are on a broadcast delay.
Yeah, like the normal
like broadcast delay.
Yeah. I mean, Peacock is still streaming, so it's
yes.
longer than terrestrial
the cable.
TV.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's still much faster than
Richard
Fubo.
thinks it's about 40 seconds.
Yeah.
And yeah, that'll be the from you in the Coliseum. That is 40 seconds. Here's a run by Nico that's stuffed. So that 40 seconds accounts for our delay to Peacock, but also our delay streaming it to YouTube, and then your delay seeing it on YouTube or hearing it on YouTube, as it were. So it's probably 20 and 20, I would guess. Like we're 20 seconds delayed on Peacock, and then the YouTube stream that you're watching is probably 15 or 20 seconds delayed itself. Judy asks if we lose today, is Riley gone? I don't think so, but 7 on the play clock. Here's the snap. Stuffed again. All right, Kobe Pepe and Jide Abasiri and Desmond not Desmond Stevens, Devin Tompkins. So they're rolling with that bigger line. Third and goal for UCLA. This is a big down. 15 on the play clock. They're still going. Is this still the 5-man front? No, they're down to a 4-man front. Unless I'm missing. No, they're in the 5-man front. Okay. UCLA timeout, whatever it is. Yeah, Robbie says we're not losing tonight. USC should not lose tonight. I will say, if USC loses tonight, I will hold to my promise to not center things through the head coach, because I still don't think he'll be fired. But I will say, losing tonight to this UCLA team would be a more embarrassing loss than the Maryland loss last year. And that was pretty damn embarrassing. So, if it's more embarrassing than the Maryland loss, then it would be the most embarrassing loss for USC since... I mean, 2021 was a wash. It didn't really matter because that was just a lost season.
Boston College? No, it's probably worse.
No,
than
you're
that.
on the road,
It's
and it
probably
was red
Stanford.
bandana. So,
Stanford.
you know. I mean, 2007 Stanford would be up there. 13-9, probably.
Yeah,
13-9
probably
only
Stanford.
because that denied USC.
But Stanford was more recent than that.
Yeah. At the same time, like, okay, let's say if USC loses because Jaden Mayava breaks his hand and they keep him in the game and he throws 4 interceptions, then, like, it's one thing. But short of something like that, like, no, Stanford was a 40-point underdog. We're not go there. Robbie says if the Illinois game is still what kills me, if the game was at 12:30, I believe it's a whole different story. I mean, the Illinois game kills me because you shouldn't have lost that game. Even with the guys missing on defense, you shouldn't have lost that game. And Tantar says this team suffers from Helton's USC special, but in reverse on defense. I love this concept. I'm trying to imagine what a reverse, like, how do we qualify a reverse Helton special?
Oh, I know what this
You
is.
get him into third down and then
Yeah, it's a 3rd and long. It's a sack.
a sack,
A sack or a
stuff,
negative play.
and then you give him the
third and
conversion
long.
on third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then that drive ends up being a long drive.
Yeah. Is that a Grinch special? 15 on the play clock, 3rd and goal. USC still in the jumbo set. That's Copford. That's a touchdown. Well, all right. Let's see what happened here. I like that play a lot. That's a tough defense.
It's very hard because, like, you got to have inside. Why did they go over the line again? Why? What are you doing? It's like climbing him. Did you see that?
No.
Like I didn't see who the lineman was, but literally climbing, like as if he was going over a fence, like knee on the guy's shoulder climbing. What are you
They
doing?
don't teach it, Michael.
What are you doing? I know that's like not exactly the same as her over the top, but like it's close enough. Just don't even do anything similar.
I'm going to give you all the play-by-play of Jake tweets. Jake from the What's Bruin show. Before the game, he said, plenty of football reasons right now with a bunch of bear emojis. And I said, Nico playing, ... And then after USC's first touchdown, he texts, I was so fired up when they ran on the field with a shrug emoji. Fun while it lasted. And just now, another shrug. I gave up, and now I'm back. 6 bear emojis, 6 fire emojis, 6 flex emojis. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like, this is USC's defense. I was honestly surprised they got that stop as easily as they did on the first drive. Sort of tricked me into thinking that maybe they weren't going to do the first half thing, but it looks like they're going to do the first half thing. So, you know, if the first half thing is 14 points to UCLA, whatever. If the first half thing is 21 points, again, not good, but USC probably still is able to overcome that with their offense. But, you know, the first half thing is what it is. It's also why I'm like, you know, USC's defense, it's hard to talk about USC's defense improving because they have improved in some ways and they have gotten worse in other ways. Like, they're worse in the first half than they were last year. And they're better in the second half than they were last year. And so, like, what you get for the whole is like somewhere in between this idea of being good or not. I mean, USC is probably going to finish with a significantly better, like, scoring average on defense, unless UCLA goes wild here. I think they're at 23.5. So all they need to keep UCLA to is, you know, under 21 or so, and they're gonna beat most of their averages. But at the same time, like, last year's scoring average for the defense was 24.1. So 23.5 isn't exactly like a huge step in the right direction. It is the best that USC's had since a long time. Well, CFB stats goes back to 2016, and 2016 allowed 24.2. So they were 0.1 better last year, and they're probably going to be a full one better. Jacoby says, Alicia, are you sad? You seem sad. I mean, I'm talking about the defense, so yes, I am sad. Get me talking about King Miller, and I'll perk up. Where's your boy Michael? Michael is on the other side of the screen producing. He doesn't want to be on camera. 1st and 10, 13 on the play clock. Here's Mayaba going long for Jacoby Lane, but going too far. You are muted.
Just immediately going for the big dudes right away.
Yeah, but also he's throwing into double coverage here. I don't care. Like, this was no matter what, I'm going deep on this thing. I just don't like that he throws it where a safety's covering too. You know, I'd take a higher percentage. You are once again muted.
I know. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
I mean, if he puts that, if he doesn't overthrow that, Lane has an opportunity to get the PI offense going. King Miller with a big gain on one of those little screens. We love it. That's a first down for USC. I don't think that was PI, to be honest. It was just enough of sort of like that contact happens that also it was way overthrown. I don't think the contact prevented him from getting there. 20 on the play clock. USC's 1st and 10 at the 45. Looked at Lane. There's another little... One thing that I think King Miller has really grown as, either USC's faith in him has grown out of necessity, or just him as a receiving threat out of the backfield. I just feel like he's looks more comfortable now than he did earlier in the season.
Scoreboard update from Pullman. Washington State 16, Oregon State nothing after having lost in Corvallis a few weeks ago.
8 seconds on the play clock. Here's another throw. Mayava gets loose of a sack. Just throw it away. Oh, Jesus. Nearly picked. Joe asked, do we get to see Longstreet if we're able to get a fourth quarter lead? I would hope so.
I don't think so. He's already played 4 games. I think they're...
He's played 4?
Yeah, they didn't have him in the Northwestern game.
To preserve the red shirt.
Preserve the red shirt, yeah.
Right. Sean, it was a joke. There was no streaker. Michael was trying to tease the people that were behind us. That's a third down conversion to Walker Lions. Give me tight ends. Give me more tight ends.
So the reason I bring up the Washington State-Oregon State score, I'm looking at Washington State's schedule. Are they the best bad team in the country? They lost to number 4 Ole Miss by 3. Number 18 Virginia by 2. They lost to James Madison by 4. All of those games on the road. That's wild.
They're one of those teams that'll give you fits. And that's Wormley. USC is eating with the running backs and tight ends right now in the passing game. Richard says, I get 50 seconds to wonder how you're going to react to things. I like it.
That was such a beautiful play design.
Yes. I love this.
Because the flat route clears out so much room for him to just wheel on in there.
I run that in CFP 26. I forget what it's called. There's 2 plays that do that where the running back sort of there's somebody in the flat drawing a defender, and then the running back sort of zigs into a little bit of a slanting out. I don't know if I'm...
Yeah.
20 on the play clock, 2nd and 9. Mayava's got a clean pocket. Going to Lane. There you go. See, and that's the thing, USC's line has been more stable than it was last year, but the difference between it for this offense between Mayava having a clean pocket and not is he can make things work if he's got to run away, but if he's got a clean pocket, you as a defense are simply effed. 1st and 10. 12 on the play clock. King in the backfield. 2 tight ends again. Oh, I thought Brian Jackson. I thought that Walker Lyons had that block. I don't know what happened here. Yeah, good play by the linebacker. Lyons needs to hit him more square, but I feel bad for Brian Jackson because it feels like he's just one of those running backs who, I don't feel, maybe it's his vision, maybe it's something else. I just don't feel like he gets opportunities to actually run the ball when he's in the game. There's your reverse. Makai's going to get nothing from it. Yeah. Maybe a little bit too obvious. USC's run that quite a few times this year.
Is that a pass? No, I don't think it's a pass. Lane didn't run a route.
15 on the play clock, 3rd and 11. USC can get a 1st and goal if they get inside the 1. Benuelos got beat. And desperation throw misses. Okay. Yeah, there wasn't really anything there. I mean, that's so much of that is just the first 2 plays putting USC in a hole. Richard Johnson asks, who is this guy behind LR? Always pats him on the back. Michael just sent it in there. That's the get back coach.
Oh, we just hit the over.
Jesus Christ. We praised Ryan Sayeri too much. We cursed him. That's what happened. Our Persian king cursed him. Special teams. Yeah, special teams. I started this whole stream talking about how the only area that UCLA had any edge on USC is special teams. And that special teams is one area of the game where you set up rivalry. You set up an upset. Special teams can set the stage for an upset.
I feel bad because Ryan Sayeri has been phenomenal. So, I feel bad criticizing the kid. But you got to make that one. You got to make that one.
Yeah. Well, and the problem now is that as Insane Sports Take says, last 3 field goals have all been missed. I don't know about benching him, but those 3 field goals were all chip shot field goals too.
To get an informed opinion on the block, was that where did the breakdown go on the block?
Yeah, I don't know if it was his fault or the line's fault
or the snap or the hold or any of those things. I don't know.
Richard says, Alicia, you say that, the thing about UCLA having an edge of special teams, but did you see the fake field goal that UCLA tried last week? Because that alone ends any talk of that.
That play either looks incredible or horrific if it succeeds or fails.
Here's the thing.
It failed.
Yes, it was the worst fake field goal in the history of fake field goals. I will give you that. But would I trade a bad fake field goal attempt for a leaping penalty that gives Oregon a touchdown, a punt return that gives Oregon a touchdown, 3 missed field goals in a row, a absolutely brain dead hitting a guy who'd done a fair catch? Yes, that was exponentially worse. But also, USC special teams, while not as low as that singular moment, are lower than UCLA's in general. That's all I'm saying. Tony says, should an 11-2 Big 12 team that loses in the conference championship game make the playoff over a 10-2 team that does not play in the conference championship game? My opinion on this might be controversial. I think that conference championship games are now silly, and you should not be penalized for playing in a conference title game. 6 on the play clock. UCLA running it outside, getting free for a chunk play.
Yeah, they should only be considered a bonus. I think the only way that you get penalized for being in a conference championship game is if you were a team that like strongly benefited from a weak schedule and then just got exposed.
Yeah.
But like, I think that takes some nuance and some understanding there and sort of like, that when you see that kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Yes. Like, let's say BYU loses to Texas Tech. Here's a short pass that's going to stumble for 3 yards. If BYU loses to Texas Tech, I mean, they're currently ranked 15th in FEI. Should Ole Miss get in over them? Ole Miss, who ranks 16th? Certainly Texas shouldn't. They're 21st. Not that FEI is the end-all, be-all, but, like, it would be one thing if BYU was, like, ranked 30th. They're not. Here's Nico with a scramble, but
I thought he was gonna.
Was he trying to fumble the ball?
Yeah, that was crazy.
What a strange.
Is he down right there where the ball hits? I don't know.
17 on the play clock, 3rd and 5 for UCLA. I just got so stuffy. Here's Nico back to pass. He has a clean pocket, an easy throw for the conversion.
Stuffy like your nose or like warm?
Yeah, like my nose. I just got like, I mean, this is probably the having alcohol, but.
Do you still have that green sauce over there?
Yeah, that would clear my sinuses. My best friend does this thing to clear her sinuses that's called, I don't remember what it is, but it's like some sort of like medicinal plant or whatever that you like sniff the smoke of it or something like that up in your nose.
Kobe Pepe jogging off is so funny.
Huh?
Kobe Pepe slowly jogging off is so funny.
Oh.
Sorry,
that's good D from Conley. She swears by it. She says nothing has ever cleared her sinuses better than this. But she also describes it as like setting a fire inside of your nasal cavity and it like burning for like 15 minutes and being like one of the most painful things she's ever experienced. So, yeah, needless to say, I have never tried that. 9 on the play clock. UCLA is stuffed at the line. That's good to see.
Don't throw him down.
That was Jakeem Stewart. It made me nervous, I will admit, but the whistles were not quite blowing yet, so. Robbie says, sounds like an excuse to get loaded. Trust me, Robbie. This particular friend needs no excuse to partake of things that are in that category.
Why is someone wearing a Cal jersey? Yes, I mean, Cal
tell her
jacket.
Crystal Meth does the same thing.
Did you see that? Someone was wearing a Cal Letterman's jacket in the SC student section?
Sounds like somebody's friend is in town and got snuck into the student section.
See, I want to try smelling salts.
I do too, low-key. I'm just curious about like what it could possibly feel like. I'm gonna guess it hurts, but I'm so curious.
I'll do the boomstick.
I mean, yeah.
I've shared my my soda story, right?
The sniffing Coke.
Diet Coke.
Diet.
Yes. This is strongly disencouraged. We do not condone this. There's nothing like that. Blah blah blah. Legal. Yes. Anyways, when I worked at the Office Depots, we next door was a hold on. Shoot. Hold on. I don't know how to answer this. The doorbell's ringing.
Oh, that's the Amazon delivery.
Yeah, can I answer it on here? I don't think so. I don't know. Anyways, that's a sign that this is a dumb story. I was trying to... I took off my D&D, so if it rings again, I think I can get it on my phone. On my watch. Alicia uses my phone to do as her camera, so like this makes it a little bit problematic. Although if the doorbell goes off again, there will be 2 DOGs that lose their mind.
Yes. Am I gonna need to access the phone?
I think I can. I took off D&D, so if it goes again, I think I should be able to get it with my
watch.
With my watch.
Okay.
I hope. We'll see.
Okay, so Robbie says that they administer smelling salts and it burns even from a distance. It smells like burning hair, but not quite. See, this is what makes me nervous about it, because like the only thing I can imagine.
All right, here we go. Hold on. Sweet. Cool.
It worked?
Yes.
Let's go.
I can go back into D&D. Wrong button.
Commercials back. Third down.
On. Sweet. Cool.
$16 on the play clock. 3rd and 10 at the 48. USC sends an all-out blitz, and Nico goes for the 3rd down.
You know what I didn't like about that blitz? They were too far off the line that they were never going to get to him. Look how far back they are off the line.
Yep. It gave him, even with that blitz coming, he had plenty of time to let that play develop.
Yeah.
Like so much time, especially a play that has to go 10 yards down the field. Yeah, that's frustrating.
Like it's a perfect play call for that.
Yeah. No pressure on an all-out blitz. Nico doesn't even have anyone near him when he lets that ball go. I will say the run defense is much more effective right now. They're really close to shutting things down here. That's Abasiri and...
Bruins averaging 4.8 sack-adjusted yards per carry. Which is not terrible.
No, they had that one drive where they were giving up a bunch, but this drive they've done
You'd like it to be better.
A much better job of stuffing runs.
Yeah.
West Texas Mike is not enjoying this, not having fun. I don't know. I'm not hitting the panic button yet.
I thoroughly expected this to be a boring snooze fest of a game.
Yeah. My expectation on this was just to be a little bit of a slog that USC eventually pulls away. Not like in a fun way, just like they're up by 1 score, and then they're sort of up by 10, and then they're sort of up by 13, and then they're, I guess they're up by 20, and then it's like, okay, now it's over. So Robbie says you're an RN. Okay. Does anyone have a good recommendation for allergy medicine to deal with like stuffy nose allergies and like post-nasal drip kind of thing? Anyone have like any tried and true stuff? Because I've taken Claritin, it doesn't help. I've taken Allegra, it doesn't really help. I've done the little spray nose things, nasal sprays, they haven't really helped. I am very open to any suggestions. Joe says Allegra D. So I'm pretty sure, well, to be fair, I think it was like a generic of Allegra. I'm not sure if it was anything like Allegra D. I'm guessing Allegra D is like Allegra decongestant.
I thought it was didn't have the caffeine.
Jason says, sorry, Alicia, there's no cure. Well, that's what I've been feeling. David says nettle leaf. How does one, is that like a tea or? Percy Jones says, I miss Thule jumping up in the passing lane and knocking down passes. It's like they don't coach it. I mean, yeah, USC has had a very feels like a lack of batted passes from the defensive line, ends and interior. Okay, so Allegra is the Allegra D is not over the counter. Okay. Well, I'm desperate enough.
I speaking of over the counter, I personally love the thing on TikTok this week of the woman who thought that glasses, that when you get a prescription for glasses, that there's medication inside the frames of the lenses, or inside the lenses. And then somebody was like, so then would reading glasses you get at CVS be over the counter?
Nico gets away from the pressure and is going to go for a first down. Jesus. If UCLA goes into the half with a lead, I will not be able to explain this first half because, like, it's not like USC's offense hasn't moved the ball at will. They've just missed 2 field goals.
They've stalled twice.
They've stalled twice and missed both field goals.
They're not playing poorly. They're not playing well either. You know what I mean?
Tennessee Trojan asked, why wasn't there supposed to be some sort of penalty at the beginning of the game for both teams wearing their home jerseys? No, they changed the rule to accommodate this matchup, by the way. They changed the rule so that, like, in the rule now, you just have to be in, I don't know if the exact wording, but you just have to be, your colors just can't be.
You can't have a clash.
Similar. Like, they have to be clearly distinct.
But it's also, there has to be agreement on the teams. I believe that the road team has the ability to wear whatever they want. I think that's what it is. And the reason I say this is because the road team has to approve the home team's. So,
like, if the home team is wearing all white.
Yeah, the road team would have to approve that.
Yeah.
I believe that that's the case. There might be certain, like, I wonder if LSU and Georgia Tech have ways to sidestep that. Because that was the thing that Tulane wanted to wear the white jerseys at home for Tulane wanted to wear the white jerseys at home, but Northwestern didn't want to wear their dark jerseys on the road. And since Northwestern didn't want to do it, Tulane couldn't do it. Oh, there you go.
Tipped. There you go.
Right on cue.
Gentry making a negative play. All right, 13 on the play call, 3rd and 7. Will USC avoid the USC special? The reverse USC special. Here's a blitz on the outside, and Mayava's
these are not working.
Nico's
also, why are you?
got the
what?
first.
I thought there was going to be a late hit.
I mean, yeah. No, he got it. I don't want him to have gotten. That's a penalty. I'm sorry. Dude. I'm pissed off if I'm UCLA.
Especially because it's a quarterback, and the quarterback gives themselves up earlier.
Yeah, if they did that to Mayava, we would be screaming bloody murder that didn't get a penalty.
What was that?
They're reviewing if he made the line to gain, which so we were having a conversation with some friends about the. Well, if
I think he's short.
No,
I think he's short because you give up the ball as soon as you start to slide. He starts to slide well short.
The problem is that a USC player hits him
afterwards,
well into his slide,
right? Which at that point is like it's dead ball contact,
which
right?
is where in the Ohio State Michigan game there were a couple controversial plays, that people were debating, specifically one where it was like a touchback, a fumble out of the end zone kind of thing on a touchdown that Jeremiah Smith scored. And my argument on it was he bobbled the ball, but it looked like a freaking touchdown. Just give him let's all be reasonable. Let's not be petty. Let's just agree. He scored the touchdown. We don't need to get super technical and slow-mo a bobble to decide if he scored the damn touchdown. To me, I think you give him the first down because that's what it was called on the field and because USC should have been penalized 15 yards anyways. David asks, why are you all so blind to Lynn's terribleness? If I speak, what is the quote? If I speak, I will get fined.
I understand the frustration in the moment and all that kind of stuff, but given the first half performances of the last several weeks, there is nothing wrong about this first half performance. It's just that it's not zero. You know what I mean? They gave up 14 points to Northwestern. They gave up 21 to Iowa. As far as first half performances go, defensively,
not the worst one?
This is not the worst one. Obviously, there's
it doesn't help that USC's offense
there.
has only scored 7 points. If USC's offense had scored 21, we're having a different conversation. Judy asks, looks like players have checked out. Where's the pride? Where's the fire? I hope it will be seen in the second half. Mark Hoffman says I'm just here so I don't get fined. That is a great quote, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of one in soccer. I can't remember who said it, though. Oh, if I speak, I am in big trouble. That was Jose Mourinho. They put him way short. 10 on the play clock. They're trying to catch USC
out. Don't jump.
Yeah.
This is my least favorite play in all of sports.
Mm-hmm. Super chat from 300 GJW. Serious question. We lose this game. Is Riley gone? Or does he have to lose this game and Weed Whacker Bowl as well? Weed Whacker Bowl is a good one. What's a weed whacker company, Michael? Who makes weed whackers?
Bad boy.
The bad boy motors. Bad boy mowers.
Mowers. Yeah.
Weed Whacker Bowl.
I don't think there's any world in which he gets fired. I absolutely think that if SC loses this, I think any sort of goodwill from the theory of a 9-3 season is completely gone. In part because you're not 9-3 anymore.
Yeah. You go 8-4 with losses to both of your rivals, and that's you
Yeah.
can't call that a successful season. I'm sorry, you can't lose both games to your rivals, especially one of your rivals being as bad as UCLA has been this year, and call it a success. But I agree with you, Michael. I don't think he gets fired. I think that just my thinking is that next year he's probably going to win enough games. There's a field goal. He's probably going to win enough games to not get fired either. But if he loses this game, at that point, if I'm Jen Cohen, I'm looking at Lincoln Riley and saying, anything short of 10 wins, bro, and you are not it. Tennessee Trojan asks, who do we get if Riley is gone? Well, I mean, Lane Kiffin is technically still available. John Summerall from Tulane is talking to Florida. There's Will Stein, the defensive coordinator at Oregon. You can throw a Hail Mary for Kalen DeBoer. God forbid you get Brian Kelly.
So just to clarify, would you want him fired if SC loses this game?
Me, yes. I know he won't be, but
just straight up.
I'm just saying, I can't help how I feel. I know we said we weren't going to talk about this, but I can't help how I feel. I am out on Lincoln Riley as a head coach. I do not think he's going to bring USC to the promised land. So I don't want to waste any more time. I wasted a lot of time living through you can't fire Clay Helton thing for far longer than I needed to. So if you have the opportunity to fire him now, this is 2018, they should have fired Clay Helton now, because if you let him come back for 2019 and he wins 8 or 9 games, then you're not going to fire him then. So then you extend it out and you extend it out. And you have to wait until he truly crashes and burns. To me, if you lose to both rivals, if your defense is still not improved after your second defensive coordinator hire, even though you have the number 1 class in the country, I get it. But also, I give that up for USC to just move on to the next coach that is hired by Jen Cohen and that is handpicked by Chad Bowden, and I move on. Whoever that is, I don't really care who that is. Whoever they decide is there's a nice throw.
See, that's where you lose me with the whoever that is, because
no, I say that because I trust Jen Cohen's evaluations of coaches. That's
okay. That's fair. I want nothing to do with this cycle unless you can guarantee that SC gets Kiffin. If you can guarantee that SC gets Kiffin, then sure. I want nothing to do with this cycle otherwise.
I'm going to sit here and say it is now 9:00 on the East Coast. Unless I've missed something, Ole Miss has not announced anything with Lane Kiffin. There's a big sack, and that'll end the half.
Right on cue.
Ole Miss has not announced anything about Kiffin, and they said they would make the decision will be made on Saturday. If Kiffin is waiting, Kiffin does not need to wait right now. If he wants to go to LSU, he can be gone. If he wants to stay at Ole Miss, he can be stayed. If he waits, then what is he waiting for? If I'm Lane Kiffin and I see this score at halftime, I'm going to be honest. I would tell my agent, let's wait till midnight. That's all I'm saying. But I don't think USC will lose this game. And I don't think that Lincoln Riley will be fired. And I don't think that Lane Kiffin will be coming. So.
All right. Well, it's halftime. We gotta step away for a little bit.
Yes. We gotta eat some dinner.
We will be back in 20 minutes.
I'm gonna set a timer this time.
Yeah,
how much?
I usually
I got 15 minutes.
I'm doing 17 minutes.
I'm doing 15.
It's 20 minutes, but
okay. Well, we've been sitting here for a little bit.
All right, we'll be back.
All right. See ya. Hello, everybody. We're back. And I returned to a raucous conversation in the chat about the the state of the program. Yeah. I have thoughts about the question of, like, Joe says cancerous Riley haters root for USC to lose every week. I don't know who those Riley haters are. I don't know who the USC fans are that root for USC to lose. I could be classified as a Riley hater. I am out on Lincoln Riley. I don't think that means I hate him. I just don't think he's the right coach for USC.
I think there's some...
But I think it's also fair to be critical when when a coach gives you reason to be critical. And I don't think that means you're rooting for USC to lose. I'm not rooting for USC to lose. I don't think most fans are rooting for USC to lose. I think mostly they're just looking at it and not expecting the best outcome because they've come to conclusions about Lincoln Riley. That's it.
I don't think that people are like Riley haters rooting for SC to lose. I do think that in the middle of a game, I think people have an inherent penchant for having a quick trigger.
Yeah.
Because watching games are emotional, right? So like people are reactionary, right? And when you heighten that on top of being frustrated with the program in general, then yeah, I don't think it comes off as like hoping that they lose, but like just being frustrated and frustration. I guess you could read frustration as like reveling in being frustrated, but I don't think people are reveling in being frustrated. I don't think people are happy to be frustrated.
There are some people who do that, but I think they're fewer and far between.
Yeah. I will say, as this game...
I also think it's one of the things that I think we also need to acknowledge is, like, it's fair to feel emotional in the middle of a game, right, even if it turns out well for you in the end, because what you feel in the second quarter is what you feel. And that might change when you get to the third or fourth quarter, for better or for worse. Like, you know, I think in sports are fun because they are emotional. And we shouldn't get mad at people for being sort of feeling the way that they feel. Now, you know, I think there are extremes that people go to that I'm not necessarily willing to go to, but...
Yeah, as far as this game goes, I get why people are frustrated thoroughly. At the same time...
Here's the second half kickoff.
SC has had slow starts. And this slow start isn't inherently stand-outy, for lack of a better way to put it.
I think the only thing that stands out here is USC's offense only coming... I still can't explain how they only came away with 7 points.
I think it's very easy. There's only been 3 drives.
Yeah.
All 3 drives, they've taken it into UCLA territory. 2 of those drives were without their 2 best players on offense. And the 2 drives without the 2 best players on offense, they scored on one of them and took it to a field goal attempt on the other. Like, if you make both field goals and it's 13-7, I think like the perception of the stalls is drastically different, I think.
Well, I mean, I'm not super happy with 13-7 either.
No, but I'm saying like there's only been 3 drives in the game. This is not a game in which each team has had the ball 7 times in the first half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think a lot of that also has to do with the state of USC's defense in the first half.
What's he doing? Because we can't have this.
He's eating a smart water ball. Hold on. Here's Nico on a wide open slant that got blown dead.
Yeah, SC is losing to a 3-8 team. Yeah, at halftime.
Yeah, and a rival at that. Not good. I just don't think I don't think you can sugarcoat losing to a 3-8 rival at halftime. But USC also has two quarters to make up for it.
And they're a second half team, and they've been
that's
reliably
fine.
A second half team for the vast majority of the season.
That's fine.
They missed 2 field goals.
They settled for 2 field goals.
Yes, but the reason that they're losing is because they missed them.
Yes.
So
but also they settled for. No, I mean, I don't think we're arguing here. I'm just saying USC's performance in the first half of this game was not what any USC fan would want to see. That's it.
Yeah, but I just don't think it's as bad as people think it is.
Well, but at that point, you're judging
they're averaging
how bad
6
people
yards
think.
A carry, and they've gained yards on every
that's why I say I can't explain how USC only came away with 7 points in the first half, because it's not like USC's offense was playing poorly. USC's offense was, moving at will, but at the same time, your red zone offense is what you are in the end, and the points that you score are what you are in the end, and. Yeah. Even though USC's defense held UCLA to 10 points, they still looked plenty vulnerable to this UCLA offense that's not a great offense. I think it's completely fair to point that out, that it was a not good first half.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was a good first half, but this wasn't a fireable half. That's what I'm saying.
No, but we're not talking about firing him at halftime. We're talking about if USC loses this game, do you fire him? That's a completely different conversation.
But I'm just saying, SC has reliably been a really good second half team.
Yeah, and they need to be again today.
That they will be.
Okay, don't say trust the process here, though, because, at a certain point, you are just...
There you go. There's your stop.
There's your stop.
I'm not optimistic.
The problem with the problem with the trust the process mantra is that trust the process came from the 76ers, a team that kept saying trust the process and then never delivered anything on that process. So if trust the process means be okay with a first half where you get outscored by your rival at home, I trust that USC will be better in the second half, but that doesn't mean that I have to trust the process where we have to say it's okay that USC was outscored by UCLA in the first half. It's not okay that USC was outscored by UCLA in the first half. I
said trust the process for a lack of a better way of putting it. I'm just saying, SC has been reliably a considerably better team, especially defensively, in the second half in the last 6-7 games. And that was I'm not trying to do that. So if that is not the case today, then yes, it's a horrendous defensive performance. If they are much better in the second half and they only gave up 10 points, then who gives a shit? We're
not just talking about the defense, though.
Right. Yeah, but the comments and a lot of the chat is about Danton Lynn, though.
Well, yeah, because Danton Lynn, his first half performances have been pretty subpar.
I'm just saying, I always expected this to be a slog of a game.
Yeah, but that
basically exactly what I had expected to this point.
Right, but what you expected doesn't mean it's okay. UCLA had 3 drives in the first half, and they scored on 2 of them.
Yeah, one of them
UCLA had 3.2 drives in the first half, and they scored on 1 of them.
They had 3. The other one doesn't count.
Well, that's what I'm saying. 3 drives, 3.2 drives.
Yeah.
And they gave up a sack on a drive they were trying to be competitive on. So, I'm not going to totally take that drive out of the factor. But the fact is that UCLA had 3 drives and scored 10 points, and USC had 3 drives and scored 7 points.
Yeah.
The Master Cylinder says, "Can I say Coach Henney is a disappointment?" Yeah, he hasn't had the impact I wanted him to have. I do see slight progress from guys like Jide Abasiri, and I think that Jakeem Stewart is. I am glad that he's getting playing time, although I'm still not certain that defensive tackle is his position. But yeah, whatever the evaluation is, and whatever the depth is, the depth is. But
we can't have him chewing on.
But yeah, I think USC fans expected Henney to do more.
Can I give him one of the rawhides so he's not making noise?
Yes, you can. And Rob Ryan, too. I think we expected more from Rob Ryan in terms of the play of USC's linebackers and defensive line. Here's Mayava dropping back to pass. There's Jacoby Lane's classic. It's barely even a drop. It looks like it hit his thigh pads and bounced away. So I'm glad that's out of the. Out of the way now. Here's a handoff to King, who's stuffed.
I will say my biggest issue in the first half was King Miller had -3 yards rushing on the last 2 drives.
Mm-hmm. That's a problem.
That's a problem. However, I will say he had a bunch of receiving yards. So, they were still using the backs there.
Yeah.
So, that isn't...
3rd and 10.
Isn't a direct
thing. I
thing.
thought USC used the backs and the tight ends really well in the first half.
Right. And to me, those screens make up for the rushing yards.
Yeah.
So, it isn't as much of a binary thing.
Good block by... He's off today on those deep balls. I don't even know if this was really there. Well, I mean, there's a little bit of a hold.
I mean, that could have been called, but it was also overthrown.
I'm gonna say it. That is really good cornerback play in the sense of you're holding, but you're making it not obvious, and that's why you get away with it. Part of being a good offensive line or corner is getting away with your holds. And I will give UCLA credit there. I thought that was, it definitely was a hold. It definitely should have been called, but he hit it really well. If this becomes a defensive slugfest in the second half, this game is going to be so miserable. It'll be a little bit like it already feels a little bit like the Nebraska game last year. And the I don't remember very much about the UCLA game last year either, to be honest.
UCLA game last year was horrendous.
Yeah.
Horrendous. Yeah, I'm way more concerned about the 3 and out there than anything else to this point.
I'm mostly concerned about the run stuff. Whatever, I don't know if UCLA made an adjustment specifically, but USC was running at will on that first drive, and they haven't been able to really repeat that. And I get that the offensive line is piecemeal, but I will also counter the question about USC's offensive line being a wreck with the center is the center they brought in as a senior starter to plug and play.
Yeah.
Micah Benuelos is a redshirt sophomore who everyone thought should be ready to play this year. And Kalon Miller is a walk-on, but he's also been one of USC's consistently best offensive linemen when he's been playing. So I don't think this offensive line is a wreck. It shouldn't be. This event will resume shortly. Interesting.
Dave in the chat says, have you ever recognized Lynn take away any aspect of the opponent's team? I thought they played well against the passing game that Notre Dame had. When I think we all talked all week, we were talking about how it was the best receiving core the SC is going to face all year. And TJ Carr had his worst game of the season against SC, but that was in the rain. So take that for what it's worth. Also, they ran so easily they didn't have to throw as much as.
Yeah, I wish I could give USC credit specifically for CJ Carr. I just can't.
It's hard to give an obvious thing there.
There's a 8-yard run for UCLA.
Yeah, the thing about the defense is they've been really good in these second halves at slowing things down and buying time for the offense to finish off their drives and turn the games in their favor. Because Michigan's running backs got their yards, but the offense failed outside of that. They held everything else in check, right? Northwestern's running back got his yards. Everything else didn't happen. Iowa's running back got his yards. But Gronowski stopped being able to do anything. It's a fumble.
Well, was it a fumble? I'm curious if they will call that a fumble. Did he fumble it or did you slip? No, he fumbled it. What was the fumbles line? 1 point?
1.5.
1.5. So there's one. That one earlier in the game where he put the ball on the ground was almost. All right, 3rd and 2, 9 on the play clock. Big play for USC's defense. Getting some pressure. Nope. That's a first down pass.
We ever discussed how I wish the camera angle at the Coliseum was a little higher? Not too much higher, but just a little bit.
Well, that you can't see that sideline.
Yeah. I feel like you lose so much of that sideline.
Yeah.
It's not as low as it is at the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl is really low.
Yeah. But yeah, I just sort of had to guess that he got that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my
I just wanted up
did he catch that? That's a hell of a catch if so.
10 more feet higher? 10 feet higher? 10 more feet higher. Jeez, what a way to use your words. Yeah, that is a catch.
That's a catch. Dang.
That's one of those ones where you use the ground to stabilize with control.
Yeah. He's got both hands on it. I think that's a catch.
Yeah, that.
Second and
he's
6,
got control of
10
it
on the
while
play
it
clock.
hits the ground. Yeah, which
There's
you're allowed
Nico
to do.
on a little slant. He's getting the ball out real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Ten on the play clock. 1st and 10. Here's a little bubble. And he's going to get 6-7 yards. 6-7. 13 on the play clock. 2nd and 4 at the 47. There's over the middle. Yep, they're moving the ball pretty comfortably right now. Michael, this is I think the main reason why you and I talked about the difference. So you, me, and Jake talked about the difference for UCLA if Nico played. Because he does have an arm that can zip it.
Yeah, and I think that on top of that, I think he gives them an extra wrinkle with his legs.
Yes.
And because we've seen that multiple times. He's had third down runs that he's been able to pick up.
7 on the play clock.
And it's basically like you have to account for another
There's
man.
A run. Him backtracking lets Alex Graham get that tackle. We are seeing Alex Graham exclusively at nickel.
Richard says, when was the last time that this game was won by the home team? 2018, the Joshua Kelly game, I believe.
It's a good tackle. Uh, 10 on the play clock. Oh, come on, Shelby. Oh, that's one of those ones where it's like he shoots too quick down the barrel. Like he's too fast for his own good. Dead to rights, but all right, 3rd and 5. 13 on the play clock. Oh, that was his big sack. Huge sack for Jude Abasiri. That puts them out of... they definitely can't go for it now. And I don't know what the range of their field goal kicker is, but this will be a long one if they want to try it. Nice. Way to finish it. Yep, forcing. That's a 3-point sack. If not a 7-point sack. Watch out for the fake though. All right. Fair catch, the 9.
The good thing is a fake on 4th and 13 just isn't viable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just would have been funny.
Can I complain about some inside baseball stuff?
Yes?
The pictures for today's game that I'm going through because I got to make the thumbnail for the CarCast, right? Like, the picture options in here are bad. And on top of that, for some reason, so the guy who does the pictures locally for the USA Today database, a guy named Kirby Lee, he will take a full set of pictures every single time that there is a female ref. And like, I think part of this is just because like people need the B-roll. Like if there's ever a story about a female ref or something, publications need some sort of image. So like that makes sense. But it's annoying when there's like 3 potentially usable images for the game and also 3 pictures of this ref. Like, I need more. Like, I'm fine with the pictures of the ref if you have like 20 pictures to choose from that I can pick. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's annoying. Here's the pictures today. It's 3 pictures of the ref. There's 5 wide angle shots of the field and the flyover. 8 pregame shots of the field. And like 6 shots of gameplay. What are we doing?
What that says to me is that whoever was taking the pictures got a lot of pictures and had time to sit there before the game started.
Yeah, but like...
and upload them, and they didn't have the time at halftime.
Maybe? I don't know. It just...
Can we do an update on the Jake text messages that we have received?
Sure, go for it.
So he right at the end of the first half, he said TFL City with a bunch of emojis. And then he says, "Here comes the test of my theory versus your theory, Alicia. Here comes halftime." Matt Steve just said he's going to go kick Pete's ass. Well, I may be paraphrasing. The way your offense was playing at the beginning of this game, it should have been 21-0 or at worst 21-7. But I think the longer my guys hang around, the tougher they'll be. They're going to be. We'll see how you come out on defense. If we get a score, I'm going to be really excited. By the way, the overturned call on that 4th down a second ago was total bullshit. The fix is in. That's a completion to McCree or Lions?
I think it was Lions. Yeah, Lions.
All right, 24 on the play clock, 2nd and 2. Nice little pitch to King. Love it. First down. That's a play I want to use more often in the video game.
An option?
Just little pitches to the outside. I need to get better at identifying the defensive alignment that will allow them to work, though.
It could have just been an option.
I mean, that could have been an option, too. I have a speed option in my playbook. That's kind of what that is. 16 on the play clock. 1st and 10 from the 25. Mayava going. No flag? Let me see this. Yeah, that's PI. I mean, I know Jacoby has his hands on the other guy, but like he's literally tugging at his jersey. Like pulling him back. That's PI. 2nd and 10. McCree in motion. Handoff to King for nice gain. Marcelo says, "I would be happy bringing Kiffin back only because he is objectively the funniest coach and him returning to SC is the funniest outcome." Marcelo, you and I, we are on the same wavelength. If nothing else, I am always rooting for the funniest outcome. That is always what I want. What's the craziest, stupidest, funniest outcome? And Lane Kiffin coming back to USC is absolutely that. Here's Mayava back to throw. Ooh! Jacoby completes the catch and gets rocked, but he holds on.
Very annoyed that you were like 2 seconds ahead of me.
Am I?
Yeah, it wasn't the case in the first half. We were like perfectly in sync.
Well, I got glitched just a second ago, so
I like refreshed and the whole bit.
I hope he's just sort of wind knocked out of him a little bit. That's just a hard hit. 8 on the play clock, 1st and 10 from the 43, 4-3. Mayava keeper again. Yes. I know those, like, just like an RPO, like, the keeper is dictated by the look that the defense is giving you. So it's entirely possible that the look wasn't there, that Oregon's defensive line wasn't biting, like the edge guy wasn't biting.
They did run a few of those, though.
But, like, USC needs to run this so much more often. They need to have Mayava running the ball so much more often. 14 on the play clock, 2nd and 4. Here's Mayava back to pass. Tanook caught it?
Did he catch it and put his knee down? I'm confused.
I don't know how he caught this if he caught it. I thought this was more in danger of being intercepted. He caught it. Wow. That's a tough catch. Really good catch from that angle. Here's 3rd down to Walker Lyons for the first down.
Little tightrope action.
Yeah, love it.
All right, we've got a CarCast thumbnail. It is lame, but we have one.
West Texas Mike says every Mayava keeper is a slap to the face of the West Texas Mike who was sitting at Notre Dame Stadium. Well, yeah, probably. 14 on the play clock, 1st and 10 from the 46. Brian Jackson's back in the game. Nice over the middle to Lake McCree. Love the tight end up the seam.
He makes me drool.
Love it. It looks like he's going back to the locker room.
It was a hellacious hit he took.
I mean, it was. 1st and 10, 11 play clock. Here's the snap. You got to go, Maya. There he goes. Oh, Mackay! Mackay! How do you make that look so easy? There's a flag.
All right, take your guess.
OPI?
Is it OPI or is it a legal man downfield?
Yes, defense.
DPI. There you go.
I mean, it did look there was a lot of contact. Oh
yeah, that's more of a hold.
Yeah, it was definitely a hold.
Doesn't matter.
The DB really whiffs on that. Like, he takes himself out of disrupting that pass. There's the extra point, which I had to hold my breath for, and USC leads 14-10.
I feel like this game is going by crazy fast, but then it's already 7:00, so maybe it isn't. But it feels like it is.
It feels like it is.
In part just because there's been so few possessions.
There's just been so few drives.
This is like a Stanford game.
Yes.
Like where there's like 2015-ish Stanford game where there was like barely any possessions in the game. Oh, probably earlier than that. We're talking pre-CMAC Stanford.
Michael, I think you triggered West Texas Mike. All caps. Don't you damn say illegal man downfield.
You gotta admit though, like it would.
The moment you said it, my heart dropped out of my chest.
Yes, but like it would have been not funny, but like it would have just been apropos to what the season has been, right? Like a little bit.
I mean, it would have been very fitting. It would have been absolutely what we expect. Because it's happened so many times before.
What is he eating? Sounds like metal.
Well, he's got the cap of a chapstick, which makes me fear for my chapstick. Yep, there it is. Yep, he was definitely eating my chapstick. Are you? There it is. I think he ate my chapstick. Whatever that does to your stomach, dog, that's on you. He literally did this with 2 rawhides sitting in front of him, by the way. Jacoby's lips are chapped. Yeah, mine tend to be too, which is why he destroys so many chapsticks. This, I don't know if you can see this, but this was
chapstick poisoning in dogs may cause vomiting, diarrhea, lethargy.
Here's the thing. Was it Puya or was it Amar?
Amari?
No. Who what on RGP? Who ate the chapstick?
I don't know.
Somebody ate chapstick on a bet. And they determined that it was safe. Oh, what a play! Zamora is having himself a game. This is final game of the Coliseum for him, and he is making the most of it. Love that for him.
We're going to play a game without looking it up. What do we think his...
Amon. Sorry, it was Amon who ate the chapstick. What do we think?
Zamora's major is?
Communications. No, business administration.
I was going to say real estate management or something like that. Because I was going to say, like, he's playing tremendous. Like, this is a great game for him before
8 on the play clock.
He becomes a commercial real estate agent.
There's a big run for UCLA. Weeks. What is he?
I don't know. I'm looking it up. Da, 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 da. Hold on. Oh, wow. He earned his bachelor's in law, history, and culture. What does that mean? And he's currently pursuing a master's in entrepreneurship.
I was going to say that just sounds like a pre-law degree. Like the kind of thing you major in if you want to go to law school.
Yeah, you're right. That was Percy in the chat says that was Tagawa.
Oh, so it wasn't Zamora. Okay. Well,
the problem is they're built very similarly.
Yes.
And they wear the same number.
Yes.
And like Zamora would be on special teams also.
Yes.
Well, I guess, okay, I lie about that because
Tagawai's bigger.
He's 6'4", yeah, and Zamora's 5'8".
Yeah, but like he didn't look big. I think it was Zamora because if that was not a 6'4" human being. Like just unless everybody that was standing around him was like 6'7". 6'7".
Hold on. The picture they've got of Zamora wearing a helmet. He's wearing an F7, but that's from last year. Okay, hold on. The picture they've got of him
the ESPN game tracker.
Oh, it's Matai. It's definitely Matai. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's wearing the Axiom, and it was a guy in an Axiom.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Well,
he
looked like a small 6'4". But that might have also just been my brain, like.
Can
thinking.
You pull up the roster of Matai?
Yes.
Who does he look like in this picture? Nick?
Yes, he has Nick's like internal face. I was also gonna say he like in this picture of him in the helmet, he looks like Zach from Big Brother this year.
I don't see that per se.
But he has Nick's nose, 100%.
Danny the Chat, a 5'9" person, also claimed to be famous. No, that's fair. Yeah. I will say, like, built the same, doing a lot of work because, there's similarities between how these fellas look outside of their height, I guess, if you will, with the helmet and pads on. Ignore the height. How do you pronounce Dornsife? I think it's just Dornsife, right?
I believe that is correct.
I always thought it was Viterbi, and then I realized that I learned it was Viterbi, which sounds way better than Viterbi. Viterbi I always thought was weird.
Oh, no, Viterbi's way better.
Yeah, Viterbi is significantly better.
I mean, their skin tone is very similar.
Oh, there you go. You're just gonna put it out. Yep.
It's
but
it's literally a statement of fact.
Yes.
Percy says they also have similar left arm tattoos. I think the picture I see here of Matai, he has sleeves on, so I can't see that.
Looks like he's got a tribal on his left arm.
Ah.
Let's see. What is some more I have?
All right, 1st and 10, 10 on the play clock. UCLA is at the 37. Here's a run, another 4 yards or so. Maybe, 4.
Zamora also has a tribal on his left arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
This is how they should have done the number thing.
I think it is unfair of them to have two players that look so similar, except for their heights.
Well, one wears a Shut F7 and the other one wears a Rydell Axiom.
Here's my Nico back to pass. No way.
Did he hold on to that?
Incomplete.
That was a hell of a backdoor pickup for the receiver. I think he caught that.
Well, if he keeps it there, yeah. I think when he comes to the ground, it pops out.
Yeah, that's such a hard play for Nicholson to defend because, like, you're just not expecting him to jolt back like that.
Yeah. All right, 3rd and 6. Five on the play clock. First down is just shy of the 50. He's got a clean pocket. Another drop. Good defense.
How did Gentry not get a piece of that?
Marcellus Williams might have broken that up. Let me see if we see this on the replay. He put it behind him. Yeah, Marcellus.
Oh, that's a nice play. Like, yeah. Marcellus
getting in there and popping it out with his hands. Yes,
with his right hand.
Play.
Yeah.
If Nico puts that further out, Marcellus isn't able to because his momentum is bringing him back towards the defender, but he does such a good job of reaching out and literally like slapping it out of his hands before he can secure it. Whew. Again, nervous. Here's Lemon taking a return. He's gonna get some yards. Did I see a flag? Leap! Somebody was asking earlier, like, why is Mackay the punt returner? And I will just say that's why.
Well, because he had a couple of really good returns last year after he unseated Zachariah Branch. But, like, he hasn't had a good return this year. Mostly because
every return has been a fair catch.
Like, yeah, they've been fair catching everything.
I mean, a big part of that is the nature of USC's defense.
Right.
They don't actually get a lot of stops, back where a punt return would be possible. A lot of the punts that they force are in and around the 50. And so most teams are able to just pin USC inside the 10 and get the fair catch if they just get enough airtime. That's a big play, though. Get USC some offensive momentum.
Mm-hmm.
USC scores here, and I'm not going to say it's over, but, this is the second half that I think we would have expected where USC just gets a foothold and then just outpaces UCLA the rest of the way.
Yeah. It's not quite a crock potting, but not dissimilar from a crock potting.
Yeah.
Tim, no. I saw that and
Tim said, I am immediately running to order that LASC
No.
hat that somebody had on the sideline.
No.
Is what Michael is responding
I
to.
hate it from a design perspective. Why are two logos the same, taking the same weight of and the same equal space?
Is it this new era one?
I don't know, but it's
I'm sending it to you to ask if this is what you
aside
saw.
from loathing the Dodgers' existence, I just don't like it design-wise. Design-wise? Oh, Jesus, I can't talk.
Well, Tim, if you want to order it, it's $38 on Culture Kings. If that's the one that I'm thinking I saw. Oh, you want to know a truly horrific, anyone who buys this hat is a psychopath hat? There's a double logo hat with the Yankees logo and the Dodgers logo. This is insane.
So many of these, I'm like, who is buying these? I can understand that, there are a lot of them that people are just buying for fashion, right? The ones that are city related and whatnot, and as dorky as they look, I can understand that there's a fashion element to it. Yankees Dodgers, I cannot understand. It
is sacrilegious to put those logos together.
It doesn't work in terms of streetwear. It doesn't work in any capacity. Is it for the New York transplants who live in LA to buy? I don't know. What?
Here's my ABBA. Tons of time to throw. What are you doing?
What's the flag?
Probably on the return.
Is it late hit? Like roughing the passer? The way the linemen look.
Broadcast is discussing.
Is it offside?
The corner doing something?
Hold?
That?
That's a bailout hold if it's a hold. Because it was off the. It was.
And that's a late hit.
Wow.
Well, you know what? Mayaba makes some stupid decisions every once in a while. If he's going to get bailed out by not one but two bailout penalties.
The roughing the passer is definitely roughing the passer.
Yeah.
The
PI's PI.
The
He's
PI
there
is
very early.
Yeah.
The interception happens with or without that PI.
Yes.
But it's
100%.
certainly like
if I'm a UCLA fan, I think I'm more mad at the roughing the
passer
there.
Should not have.
Yeah, the roughing the passer
That's
is
just
extremely
dumb.
it's
late.
the dumb part of that.
It was 2 steps roughing the passer. All right, new life, USC across the 50. Here's King spinning for some yardage. Love it. Falling forward, gets about 5.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What was the over under line on the I'm pulling it up. On UCLA pass interference penalties was 2.5.
It was. That's
that
1.
I think it's 2.
Is it 2? Oh, right, because they got the one on the touchdown. There's Jacoby. That pass interference / roughing the passer feels like it'll be a 14-point swing here if USC scores.
They only have one listed in the thing.
Well, because USC declined
because of the other decline, but this one says decline too. I guess because it was the same as the unnecessary roughness.
10 on the play clock. Here's a little dump off to King, who does a really good job of wrangling in. Down to the 2. That I agree with Mark. The thing is that Lemon and Lane are so good with catches in traffic that Mayev is willing to take more chances.
Yeah.
I think in that case, twice now in this game, he's really not read the safety well.
I'd be okay taking more chances in one-on-one situations.
Oh, tight end touchdown! Lake McCree. Love it. That's so huge. That is absolutely huge. What a massive swing. What a massive momentum swing. UCLA fans are going to be talking about that the way USC fans talk about the leaping penalty. Well, the fun thing about this is that USC has run this to Lemon before. The stretch out to Lemon. So then running it the other way and using that as the decoy to get the ball to the tight end. I love that. Sean says drool incoming. He makes me drool. Yeah.
He makes me drool.
Yes.
All right.
I'm not saying it's over.
What are we thinking? 8 or 8:15? What do I schedule it for? 8? Probably.
Schedule it for 8:15.
8:15.
Mostly because you just never know
Okay.
how long a fourth quarter will take. Like if UCLA comes right back on this next drive and scores, it's going to be a long fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
If USC gets a stop, that will change things a lot. Yeah, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I agree with Robbie. I think that's going to be enough. UCLA is in the position that USC was in against Oregon, where it was like, you can't go down by 2 scores, because the problem is that even if you cut it back to a 1-score game, you then need your defense to go back out and get a stop. And the reality is that USC's offense is going to, short of shooting themselves in the foot, is going to be able to score on you. So, yeah, it feels like 11 points is going to be too much for UCLA, but never say never. We'll certainly see.
Tennessee Trojan says we're keeping Riley now. Keeping? I think you got to extend at this point, right?
Oh God! Don't talk about extensions. Oh, that's. Hey, Percy Jones, super chat. In case I miss you all for the bowl game, thanks for making this somewhat disappointing season enjoyable. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for making watching games more enjoyable. I mean it. Like a lot of times, um, when I'm not on camera, I'm usually just sitting here stewing a little bit if the game isn't going super well. So this forces me to actually have more like conversations and not just sit there angry about stuff. Oops. I do need to check on other scores though. This has been a very lackluster
rivalry. That's my job as the
week.
producer. I get that.
Oh, you update us on scores.
I could do the out-of-town scoreboard. Currently in East Lansing, it's Spartans 31, the Terrapins of Maryland 28, Alabama leading the Iron Bowl 20-13.
Oh, Auburn has made it close because it was
20-13. Yeah. See, but Can our chat hear us?
Tennessee
Now
Trojan
they can
said
hear
the
us,
dog
yeah.
chewed the cable. Is it back?
Yeah, now they can hear us. That was weird. I wish I
Is
could
my
speak.
camera mirrored though? Because I tried to.
No, it says sorry. I don't know sign language.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's like the roadcaster just completely cut out.
Yeah, weird.
And it was weird because it was showing that we were getting a signal on the mixer.
Okay.
But it wasn't just importing any
Jabroni,
audio.
Sean, Robbie seem to all indicate that we are back.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys just missed a beautiful soliloquy I had where I was,
Yeah.
waxing poetic about.
I told you not to use that kind of language too. Like she said some heinous things, like all the 7 dirty words. I was like, Alicia, jeez. Only the Brits can say that one.
Marcelo says Badger for defensive coordinator.
Oh, boy.
I'm trying to decide if he would be a great defensive coordinator because of his enthusiasm or a terrible defensive coordinator because of his pure lack of a brain.
How about the derpiness?
He's very derpy.
Very derpy. Yeah. I will say, can we talk about the DOGs?
Yes.
I understand that this is me being thin-skinned over this. I fully understand all the criticism that we got about the dog barking and stuff like that. Thoroughly understand it. Thoroughly get it. I totally get it. I agree. Like all those kind of things. I feel like nobody has mentioned, oh my God, it's so much, like, they don't make any sounds anymore. Like, you guys fixed the issue. You know what I mean?
Okay, we're knocking on wood very quietly so as not to disturb the dogs. But yeah, they've been actually pretty,
Like,
at
I
the
feel
risk
like
of drinking it, they've been very good today.
We've not only today, but for the last few weeks, I think we've gotten really close to solving the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here you go.
30 on the play clock, UCLA at the 40.
You blitz all night!
There you go.
That's a false start. That'll back up UCLA. MG's Raiders said, what is happening in the game? USC is winning. That's what's happening. I think Jerry Neuheisel needs to start wearing a visor. His hat and that headset, like his hair and that headset.
That's a big sack.
Make him look very dorky. There's a sack. More G-Day and Jakeem and Devin Tompkins. That's
You
big.
blitz all night!
I will say, Jerry Neuheisel either looks really cool as like the high school movie villain, or you look at him and like, the hair's really not doing it for me. Like there's no in between.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
These
are the stupid jerseys. What is that bullshit? What are they? Why are they wearing
these? Yeah. Now I'm behind you.
Washington blank skins jerseys? What are they doing?
I really like this lineup where they have Tompkins on the edge. Wow, UCLA is just imploding. Robbie says 4-man rush there, not a blitz for the record. Yeah, but I think, again...
I just want an excuse to press the button. Yeah.
Well, no, because the Badger blitz all night thing I thought was what you were doing.
Yeah, but there was a sack immediately followed. I realized it wasn't a blitz. I just wanted to press it again.
Gotcha. This 4-man front where they have the bigger body out on the outside, I wish they committed to this more. Especially when USC's edges aren't generating a lot of pressure on their own. That's a stop short. It's going to be 3rd and forever.
Sean, you've never heard me say before?
He doesn't swear that much, but I will say being married to me has caused him to swear a lot more than he did.
No, I don't. I do not.
You swear way more
No,
than
I
you
don't.
used to,
No,
and I
do
am taking
not
credit
do that.
for it.
That is a faux pas.
Mm-hmm.
That is beneath me.
10 on the play clock.
I am a refined man.
Matai is out there. 3-man rush. Nico.
Oprah GIF.
DJ Harvey at the scene of the crime. That was a USC special in reverse.
I want to watch that back. With
that was DJ Harvey with the missed tackle.
I want to watch it back with a wider angle because, is Matai in the right zone there? I don't know.
Oh, close. Nico gets away. Out of bounds. Joe says nothing wrong with sprinkling in a few sentence enhancers from time to time. I agree.
Can we talk about this hat that Tim Skipper's wearing? Hate it. Just says UCLA Bruins on it. Have a logo. I don't. Text on a hat looks bad 99% of the time.
Michael, is the UCLA script the same color as the jerseys, or is it just because of the material?
There you go.
That it looks different. Nice Shelby with the sack.
That is the same. Yeah. Although the sticker on the helmet is not the same logo as that's in the scorebook because they're technically different logos. SC and UCLA are both schools that wear helmet logos that they do not use anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to keep harping on, USC's defensive line just looks so much more dangerous with Tompkins on the edge. False start? Delay game?
Thanks. Well, this is just going to make the third down conversion a little more impressive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sawyer says it's such a frost soft level game. I feel like every UCLA game, every SC UCLA game in my lifetime, just almost every single one of them has been one of these ugly, depressing excuses for the sport.
Again, they're just setting it up to be more frustrating. The problem now for UCLA, and this is what we were sort of getting at with USC going up by 11, the clock is now working in USC's favor.
Yeah.
Grant asks, I just joined, just curious why you two ended up not going to the game. We don't go to the games at this stage in our lives/careers, unfortunately. I cover college football on a national level, and so I'm working on Saturdays. Here's Nico back to pass, goes underneath.
And we have found that the CarCast performs better immediately after a game, which is why, and because we're not writing articles on randomtroy.com anymore, there's less of a benefit to our product of going to the game from a media perspective, which sucks because it kills me not to be there. It kills me.
Yeah.
Absolutely kills me.
I would love to be there, but my current job makes it impossible. And like Michael said, like, we have found that the live streams, here's Nico on fourth down, going short for reasons.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I thought that was interesting, especially because
He looked like he just slapped his forehead like, I forgot it was fourth down.
SC was playing right to the sticks.
Yeah.
So, like, there were 3 dudes that
This
were
feels like
that
a
were there.
perfect third down play.
Yeah, that
if
would have
you're
been a nice
UCLA.
third down play.
Yeah. Good defense, USC swarming with the ball, getting the tackle down.
All right, time to go into the numbers. UCLA in the second half, 0 points versus the first, 10 points.
Yep.
They have fewer yards per play. Not much, 4.7. They had 5 in the first half. Rushing yards per carry in the first half was 5.3. It's 2.9 in the second half, although part of that is because SC has 3 sacks. So take that for what it's worth.
Now all USC needs to run this clock out. There you go, King. That's a start. Robbie says, I would love to be teleported there and then like Star Trek beam home. Honestly, the moment we get that technology, it will change lives.
I'm just
teleporting to
I'm just going to ask a very simple question on teleporting. How do you logistically manage teleporting? In the sense of, like, if you can teleport, then how do you have any attendance monitored at any sort of game? If people could just teleport there and back.
Sorry, go ahead.
Like, if people could just teleport, then they could teleport past walls. You know what I mean?
Well, the science of teleportation is like you would sort of like
the science of teleport.
No, seriously, like
what a line.
Scientists are working on teleportation. They when I was in high school, there was literally an experiment that they did that, like, I think that they were hoping that it would prove that teleportation is even possible, and it was something about, like, they successfully teleported a light beam. I don't remember how they did it, but, like, the point is just that, like, you sort of zap the matter, like, down into, like, the individual little particles or whatever, and then reassemble it in the next place.
But couldn't you teleport, like, into an event that you didn't have tickets for? Or are you saying no because then that's just flight?
Okay, so theoretically, teleportation would not move physical matter, but it would transfer a person's quantum information to a new location where they could be reconstructed. So, like, in order to teleport, you would need to have a teleportation device on both ends, one that deconstructs and the other one that constructs. So you would need 2 bodies. No, because your digital information would your like quantum level information that is you.
So you would need an artificial body.
No, it's not. No, because you in the first teleportation device would be you that was coming out of the second teleportation device.
But there would need to. Okay,
Here's King.
I think he's gone.
Oh, go on, King! What a fitting end to the regular season. What
Touchdown,
a fitting end.
Trojans.
That I love that for King. I am just saying this here and now. I do not care what kind of NIL he asks for. You give him a scholarship and you keep him however it takes. Like, you cannot let King Miller walk away. Jacoby!
At least it was after.
At least it was after. Yeah.
Although the PAT here is huge because I've already updated the score.
Put the 28.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God. What a...
Jesus.
Who caught that? Walker Lyons?
All right, I'll update the score.
Well, that's just disrespectful. That's Gage Roy.
It's not a bad throw for throwing off his back foot with a dude in his face.
He's a walk-on quarterback. I mean, yeah. I mean, he put it in the breadbasket.
He put it where it needed to be. It's a low percentage play, but like he put it where it needed to be. The penalty was unsportsmanlike conduct on Jacoby Thane. What a hole. We love a wide zone.
Yeah, put that on his Biletnikoff tape. That's a hold, but
Yeah.
okay. All right, what's Jacoby do here? What did Jacoby do? He looks like he's chasing after somebody.
USC's outscoring them 22-0 in the second half.
The fact that Gage Roy is from Dallas, Texas is only right.
Gage Roy, like you're telling me that
Gage.
that wasn't the name in Succession?
It sounds like Gage, like from Succession. He's from Dallas, Texas. Well, that's a big special teams return.
Gage Roy. What do you think? What do you think his brothers are named?
Oh,
Gage.
I don't know if you saw that. Who was that? Who's number 14? Tamir Robinson was doing the big cry your eyes out thing to the sideline. That was funny.
This is my son Gage. And then my other son, Caliber. Then we got
my
Colt.
other son, Colt.
Here's their cousin, Holster. Magnum is the dog. Our cat is named Clip. Oh, that's a nice tackle.
You are ahead of me, Michael, by the way. Love that tackle from Braylon Conley.
Oh, he's gone. Pick six.
You're
oh,
lying. You're lying. Ah, shit. I'm reloading and now I have to watch the 15-second Disney commercial.
I'm joking.
No,
but
I knew you were
UCLA
joking.
just had a hell of a catch. That is like the most improbable, insane catch you've ever seen in your life. Nearly picked, tipped into the air, and the guy who's laying on the ground catches it.
What's the flag? Well. Oh. Well. I'll take that in a game where USC's up by like 28 or 18, whatever it is.
I will say, I will take this one to the grave. Riley going for 2 there is way more Bush League than Pete Carroll taking the deep shot. And that's the one that UCLA fans were
Hate. Yeah.
like full diapered over
yeah.
when like New Heisel called the timeout, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
SC was kneeing out the game.
Granted, going for 2 there is specifically because
Going for 2
the
there,
penalty on especially since USC has missed the field goals they've missed. Like,
yeah, but like, I'm just saying, like there's no need to go for 2 there. The deep shot in 2009 was absolutely a response to the thing. So like, but also it's a rivalry game. Who cares? Like this is what teams do in rivalry games.
yeah.
I would have an issue with Riley doing this against Iowa. You know what I mean?
Yes, but I agree with you. Against UCLA or Notre Dame, no mercy. Keep your foot on the gas pedal. I want you to score straight till the very end.
Yeah.
Until the moment you can do victory formation, because that's just fun.
Yeah.
Your rival deserves no mercy.
Yeah.
They wouldn't give you mercy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If you did it to Missouri State, it would feel ridiculous. Yeah. But this isn't the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, and Danny Kiffin did go for 2 in the 50-0 game. I think that was in the first half. I think that made it 22-0, if I remember right.
The Master Cylinder asks, will I watch the Liverpool game tomorrow? I think what you're really asking is, how much of a masochist am I? How much do I hate myself? How much do I want to be miserable? The answer is yes.
Lawrence, I agree. Like, going for 2 is Bush League. I just think that you can do Bush League things against your rival. Like that, I think that's the thing for me. Like, it would be an inexcusable Bush League thing to do against, Rutgers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be an asshole to Rutgers. You can be an asshole to your rivals.
Ooh, that camera work was rough.
Yeah, and yes, the deep pass to Damian Williams was a response to the timeouts, which is why I never understood UCLA people like being up in arms over it. Like, you asked for it.
Yeah. I love this. Number 51, the one who got pressure on that play, is Ryan Quintanar, walk-on linebacker, redshirt senior. Mm-hmm. So he's getting on the field.
Yeah, they've emptied the bench.
Yeah.
As you should in a game like this. Last drive of the season, you know what I mean? Get the walk-ons in there. Get dudes their playing time. Allow people to be a letterman if they're not a letterman.
Yes.
All those things.
Do you send Sam Heward out for if you get another drive?
Probably. The sucky part is you gave up a score here. Like 29-10 looks so much better than 29-17. You know what I mean? LBC Robbie says, does Chelsea have a chance tomorrow? Here's what Alicia said before.
I think Chelsea wins in a landslide.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy Michael having a good time with soccer while I am having a miserable time with soccer.
I'm sorry we're the world champs, you know?
Manny asked, does UCLA go for 2 if they scored? They should.
Why not?
Why not? They should go for it on 4th, too. Nice defending, DJ. It's been a rough season for him.
Best play of the year.
Nice to see him make that play.
A fourth down stop, I think, is satisfying here for the defense. Like, in the defensive coaching staff, I think would be thrilled with this kind of thing.
Jacoby says slot machine stopped working for Liverpool. My current scapegoat is Konate. Actually, if I wake up at 6 tomorrow to watch that game and I see Konate on the team sheet, I may just go back to sleep. There's a sack! Who got that? Is that Jaden Walker?
Double digits of some sort.
Yeah, 31. Jaden Walker.
There you go. See?
Battle for Los Angeles.
That's what did I say at halftime? What did I say?
What? That they would...
There was no need to like, this was always in the cards.
I agreed with you that this was always in the cards. We like talking hypotheticals. So it looks like Alamo Bowl. Who was it? I think it was Sean asking us if we would go to the Alamo Bowl. Sean also asked, why can't Lynn do this in the first half? I wish I knew.
I would. I know we just put up the final score, but we're assuming that this is the final score. I would like to go to the Alamo Bowl. I don't think we can swing it for a bunch of different reasons, but it would be fun. Even though I understand your anti-Texas road trip thing.
Okay, now that it's a reality in front of me, like now I do want to go to the Alamo Bowl. But also...
we can get Whataburger.
But also... the state of Texas has not been kind to us.
No,
and the thought of spending money to go back to watch USC in the state of Texas.
You know what's great about the state of Texas? Texas is a great place to visit. Would not in a million years want to live there. But it's a nice visit, you know? They've got awful Mexican food, though.
Well, they have good Tex-Mex, though.
Yeah, Tex-Mex is dog shit. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go.
Here's the obligatory final whistle fight.
All right.
And then it's just, I look up and it's just like two different UCLA fans giving hugs to, UCLA players giving hugs to USC guys outside of that scrum. Nine and 3. All right, 9-3. Update. Oh, did we get a super chat?
Tim in LA?
Tim in LA. Greetings from 20 seconds ago. These watch-alongs, when I've been able to make them, have been a blast. Here's to 9 wins. Cheers. Here's to 9 wins. I'm going to update you on the current state of our good friend Jake. Congrats on the payments to the refs. Unreal bullshit this game. Hope you guys enjoy 9-3. Well deserved. Hot garbage. Your colors suck. I hope your team gets diarrhea. He's going through it.
I didn't think the calls were overly egregious in this game. There were calls that against you that
honestly,
didn't go UCLA's way
didn't,
that I don't think that I would have called. But like, I don't think any of them were game changing.
No, because the thing is that the most costly penalty of the game was the roughing the passer. That was absolutely roughing the passer.
Yeah.
I thought that the fourth down overturn and the late hit that happened on that play was probably the area where they got the most screwed. But I also don't think any of the other penalties, I can't think of any of the other penalties that really felt like they were egregious one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Marcella says, actual opinion, not a joke because rivalry. I know y'all like him, but Jake does not add anything to your podcast. There, I said it. Well, Jake adds a lot to our lives, so you can...
Jake's one of our bestest friends.
You can expect to continue to see him on the podcast whenever we have that opportunity. Because we just like hanging out with Jake. And his family. He has a lovely wife.
Yes.
And his daughters are awesome, and they have been our dog sitters recently, which it makes them even more awesome.
Erasure for his son.
His son has not watched our dogs yet, but yes, he has a really. His son is also great. His son, who is named after a beloved character from Firefly, so I love that.
Let's not dox a minor.
I didn't say which beloved character.
That's fair. Yeah. All right. We'll be back 8:15 for the CarCast. 15 minutes. 15 minutos.
So yeah, thank you guys for coming.
See ya.